Today I'm going to cover two things. So how do you structure your week and how do I structure my week in terms of training? I'm going to cover like what the average person should do if they're going down the handstands and the bodyweight strength route, and then specifically what I'm doing at the moment. And just a quick one, thank you to Devon Jones for supporting the channel and buying me a coffee. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description below. That would be greatly appreciated. I want to upgrade the microphone and the camera lens. Now I've been doing a daily post. So I started a Handstand 365 about 8 years ago. So on my Instagram, I have thousands of posts on there, and every day I post something from my training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through the last 7 days and show you what I've trained and then what my training split looks like. And then I'm going to cover what you guys should do for the average person if they get into this bodyweights training and handstands. So let's have a look at what I've done in the last 7 days. So I'm going to cover Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Now my week's a bit interesting because I coach full time, so I have online students, I have in-person one-on-one sessions, and I have classes that I teach. Now I demonstrate and I join in those sessions, so I do my weekly training by myself, and then I have those extras that I'm doing on top of that. Something else to bear in mind is there's also school holidays this week, and I have 6 children, 2 of which are older and don't need my attention so much, but I have 4 at school age, so I'm juggling the kids and my training sessions and my work. So let's first just run through my training week. So Saturday last week was a back session. I done dead presses. Now I done around 6 or 7 repetitions of these. I probably failed 1 or 2 of them. So that's about 8 repetitions or 8 sets if you like at my 1 or 2 rep max. There was a little bit of a warm up before that. So Saturday was a bent arm training session. Sunday I went into Aspen and trained with James, and we done balance. So I done one arm work, I done flexibility, and I done some press work as well, some shoulder presses and some combos there. Monday was a much easier session, and I just worked on some different hand position drills. So close hands together, a standard handstand position, and then a little bit wider position. So quite low volume. So Tuesday was a lot harder, more intense session of planche work and working that L-sit to planche variations. Wednesday's my day home with the kids. So I done a garden session on the canes, working one arm combinations. So Thursday I shot a shoulder press tutorial for YouTube and demoed over the reps, and then finished with a few shoulder presses of my own. Friday was a late session, and I just done some planche work at home. And that was a combination of straight body planche holds with tiptoes on the floor, and then some tuck planche variations. And then Saturday I done block sessions, one arm variations and combinations before the handstand class. Okay, so that was my training week. Now on top of that, I have the daily maintenance, practice, and the coaching that I spoke about earlier. So that's normally lots of flexibility work. So before I do any handstand sessions or strength sessions, I'm doing flexibility with the clients. Because I'm naturally tight, the more volume I can get, like on a daily basis, the better in terms of just visiting my daily ranges. Yesterday in the garden with the kids on the monkey bars, I done a load of chin-ups. I done skin the cats, some lever work, and some muscle-up work for some clients for shooting some online videos. And then I teach 5 or 6 handstand classes a week. I'm always demonstrating in there, so there's lots of balance work throughout the day. So let's have a look at what I'd recommend for someone else. So when they're first getting into this, or just as a rough guide, if you're training handstands and bodyweight strength. So the things we want to look at is balance, handstands, strength, bent arm strength. So that's chins, dips, handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, that type of work. Strength, but straight arm strength is your presses, your planches, your levers, skin the cats. Leg strength is squats, lunges, bends like deadlifts. And full body flexibility. So we have thoracic work for like bridge work, pancakes, splits, hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, hips, squats, that type of thing. Now recommended volume for these things. So balance handstand work, I'll be doing 4 to 6 times per week to really make progress on that. Bend time strength, straight arm strength, and legs is down to your goals, your priorities, your history, but I'll be working that 1 to 2 times per week. And flexibility, I'll be doing that in line with your handstand work. Now, obviously the volume, the intensity is going to go up and down, but again, I'll be training that 4 to 6 times per week. So most of the time I'll be pairing things together. So when you're training 4 times a week with your handstands, you do your handstand balance work that might be about 20, 30 minutes long. And then you add on after that some handstand push-up work or some chin-up work or some press work following the handstands. And the days that you don't do handstands, you just do the strength work by itself. So it's working out into that some sort of routine that fits for your goals and your current level. But just as an example, let's compare now what I just recommended for the average person and then what I'm doing. You'll see they're very different at the moment. Now I'm focusing more work on the planche strength, so the straight arm strength and handstands. The minimal bend time strength I'm doing is more dead press work, more handstand push-up 90-degree work, and it's quite low repetitions volume, but quite intense because the dead press, like I said before, is like 1 to 2 rep max. I actually done those this morning as well. So I'm doing those at least once a week. Handstands, I'm hitting about 6 to 7 times per week. I'll be on my hands at least every day in some way. 1 to 2 times a week is the bend time strength, so that's the dead press. Strength for the planche work is about 4 times per week. Legs is at a minimal at the moment. I am doing quite a bit of intense stretching, flexibility work on the legs. So like straddle ups and splits, active, passive, that type of work, but no real strength work. And then general flexibility, I'm doing every day, 6 to 7 times per week. Maybe once a week, I'll do a heavier pancake split session, but it's basically just maintaining and just doing the general prep before I do the presses or the handstands. So hopefully that's given you some ideas on what to do for your training. That's given you a bit of an insight into the way I'm structuring things from my side. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions specific about your training or my training on what I've been doing over the past few years, because it has differed slightly, but I've more or less stuck to those basics: 4 to 6 times handstands, 1 to 2 times a week for strength, and then flexibility 4 to 6 times per week. Usual thumbs up, subscribe will be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys.